Folks, which free SSR should you pick up with your Goku Book of War scrolls in the Baba Shop? What up, Dokkanners? Happy Goku Day, everybody. We are going to quickly discuss some of my thoughts and opinions on these units, which ones are more valuable than others. And if you guys have any opinions of your own, feel free to share those in the comments. This video is primarily for new players who are struggling to make this decision, because I've already been receiving a couple of questions regarding this, and it's understandable, right? You don't want to have to experience buyer's remorse on something like this. With these units having EZAs and all the different abilities that they have to offer, you might want to make sure that you pick the right unit and not end up picking someone that is maybe outdated or perhaps less valuable on a team that you have now or that you have in the future. So let's jump in. I'm going to give you my thoughts. Personally, I think out of all of these units, the absolute best option is going to be your AGL Super Saiyan Goten by far, because this unit has the ability to steamroll everybody else with just a couple of attacks under his belt. This unit can stack attack and defense by 50% for 6 turns, which means after 6 turns of super attacking, you can have a pretty insane stat line along with built-in critical hit and damage reduction and team boosting overall when in the presence of a Trunks kid. I highly recommend you guys go check out my 200% showcase for these two units, because when they're together, they are unstoppable. I am steamrolling every single event that I run these guys on because they are that dominant. Even with just 1 attack or 2 attacks under their belt, they have that damage reduction, which may not seem like much, but when you combine that with 50% stat boosting over multiple turns, it adds up. And look at his stat line: 10,000 defense, 12,000 attack, and 13,000. But that's not even, no, hang on. Let's go to the EZA one. EZA, 12,000 defense, 15,000 attack. I hate this when you highlight something on the Dokkan Wiki, it puts this thing there. Get out of the way. 16,000 HP, 15,000 attack, 12,000 defense. That is crazy for this unit. You run this guy with your Trunks, which can be any Trunks kid, by the way, you're going to be putting up even crazier numbers, but you run him specifically with this guy, it's over. It's not even close. So that is my answer. 100% pick up this unit. If you only have 1 copy, consider picking up a 2nd copy. You do have 3 scrolls to choose from. I just said scrolls, didn't I? You have 3 of these things to choose from. So if you could invest in 1 more copy, I would recommend that you do that, because if you have that extra additional boost, the chances of you launching an additional super attack would make your unit a whole lot more powerful and hit a lot harder, tank a lot better. It's just better overall. So that is my #1 choice. Now I'm going to show you a couple other units that I think are also valuable, but you're going to basically be seeing units that have the ability to thrive on multiple types of events, because as we move down the list, units are going to be a little bit more specific to one type of event. The ones that I recommend are ones that can actually function on multiple events. Goten works great on Super Battle Road. Goten works great on Collection of Epic Battles, Infinite Dragon Ball History, Legendary Goku event, Battle of the Gods even. This guy can work on any of those events. Super Saiyan 2 Goten or Gohan can also do something similar with a little bit less efficiency, in my opinion. What I like about this unit is that he can support all allies by attack and defense 35%. That is a big boost for a unit that supports all allies, because you're seeing all of these 40% category supports and whatnot, but for all allies, having a parameter this far out is pretty good. This unit also has the ability to kind of cover himself after a couple of attacks have been established, with a medium chance of performing a critical hit and dodge, which can be obtained after performing a 3rd super attack in battle. This gives the unit an opportunity to kind of protect itself and also hit pretty hard on long form events or even short form events. If you run this in the Legendary Goku event, after 3 super attacks, he has a 30% chance to dodge and a 30% chance to perform a critical hit. 30% chance to dodge. That's pretty significant for a random support unit who can temporarily raise attack and defense like crazy. All you got to do is focus on the additional portion of his hidden potential, and you could possibly be launching multiple supers, all the while possibly launching a critical hit per attack and having a 30% chance to dodge if your stat boosts aren't enough when taking a super attack. Very good unit, very good support. Of course, with the EZA, he's even better. Moving on down the line here, Super Saiyan Goku. This unit is great for Super Battle Road. A 70% chance to stun on any given super attack. This is a great unit to bring on a no item run, or just any Super Battle Road category that you can run them on altogether. Movie heroes, Goku's family, Pure Saiyans. Do we have a Super Saiyans category yet? I don't know. But anyway, on Super Battle Road, this guy is great. I rarely have issues with this unit because more often than not, I am getting those stuns. If the stuns don't happen, you could invest your hidden potential into some dodging, because critical hit is virtually taken care of in this unit's hidden, in the passive, I mean. When your health is above 50%, you have a 50% chance to perform a critical hit. When you fall below 70 or 49%, your stats go up, your ki goes up, and your critical hit ratio goes up to 70%, which means you need to put no investment in your critical And since he's a physical unit, you don't have to waste that base 5 on the critical. You can instead put it into either additional to give yourself an extra opportunity to stun, or you can put all of your investment into dodging. That way, if the stun doesn't work and the critical hit doesn't kill a unit, you have an ability to dodge out of it, which could be a useful thing for units like this, because more often than not, when you have a support or a stunner, if they don't do their job, they're sort of left vulnerable, and that puts your whole team at risk. So this unit does give you the ability to have a little bit more flexibility in your hidden potential system. So I do recommend this unit. And then a couple more that I want to mention: the stackers, the Super Saiyan 2 Goku, and the Kaioken Goku. These two units are great for long form events, but that's pretty much where their value stops, right? So if you're running Infinite Dragon Ball History, Legendary Goku event, these guys are going to be great. More specifically, the Legendary Vegeta event for this Tech Kaioken Goku, because when you're facing a Vegeta's family category enemy, you get extra defense, you also get extra ki. And just in general, this guy's abilities are pretty cool, but they're pretty much catered towards an escalation format. So if you guys need more units to stack to bring on those types of events, then invest in these characters. But other than that, they're not going to be doing much for you outside of this event. So this is kind of where the cutoff point is. Like, these units can help on other events. Actually, I would say probably the Goten and the Gohan. These two are in a class of their own. Then the secondary class would be the Super Saiyan Goku, who is more of a Super Battle Road oriented unit. These two guys are more Legendary Goku event oriented. And then we've got Gohan and Gohan. These two units kind of are like in that midpoint in between. Both of these units can do very well on both of those events, but this one in particular can probably thrive more on an escalation event. This one does a little bit better on the short form event like Super Battle Road, because that super attack can stun the enemy. And here you can raise attack by 50% for 6 turns. So this is kind of like an incomplete version of that Super Saiyan Goten. Also, a guaranteed critical hit once only when your health is below 79% can be fairly nice for an event where you're fighting, you know, maybe like Super Battle Road or Dokkan events. One big hit is all that you need to take out the opponent. This could be nice. So these are kind of in the middle of the pack. And after that, it just kind of drops in value. All of these units are fairly old. Actually, the Goten is okay. I wouldn't say this is someone that I would recommend at all, just because, you know, while they do have the damage reducing capabilities, 40% damage reduction base, there's no defense. The defensive stat is fairly low in general, and the extra 30% damage reduction after performing a super attack is a bit of a risk, because sometimes you might forget that, right? You have to perform a super attack when in the presence of a Trunks or Krillin in order to activate the additional 30% damage reduction, and it might not even be worth it because this guy doesn't hit very hard. So, you know, this is kind of where we reach the murky side of these units, and these ones are just too old. I don't even want to go into how outdated they are, but it just, you know, it just happens with Dokkan. In 2018, these guys got their EZAs. They were decent, you know, but at this point, they just simply don't provide the same level of perks and utility that these other units provide. So they're just not worth it. They're not worth investing those scrolls into, because they don't give you the type of oomph that you would get from these types of units who can stun, who can tank, who can support. It's just it's not worth it. So these guys are completely out of the question, in my opinion. After maybe the Int Goten, this is where you can start to make some decisions. So if you have, you know, any of these copies, if you have multiple copies of these characters and you don't have some of the other ones, you could just pick up the ones that you don't have. But whatever happens, as long as you have at least a single dupe in this Goten, I think you're good, because this guy is going to carry you through a lot of different events as long as you have a Trunks attacking in the same turn. And that can easily happen, because there is a free-to-play Trunks kid, there is the physical Super Saiyan Trunks kid that functions like this one, and they're pretty easy to come by. If you don't pull them, well, if you can always, here, let me show you this. If you don't have this Super Saiyan Trunks physical, run the AGL Saiyaman, the mini Saiyaman, that's a Trunks kid, or you could run the free-to-play AGL Super Saiyan Trunks. Either way, this guy becomes an instant beast. So that's going to be it for this one. I don't want to spend too much more time. Let me know in the comments which units you guys also think are worth having. These are my thoughts and my opinions, and if you guys agree or disagree, that is totally fine. Let's talk about it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments which unit did you select with your scrolls, and which ones were you on the fence about, or did you just end up buying Elder Kai's with your 3 items? Because if you can't decide between any of them because you have them all, you can always redeem them for Elder Kai's. Let me know what you guys did in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it! Thanks again, stay tuned, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly. Scroll. Scroll. Scrolls.